Depression is one of those things that can either make or break you. And for a while, it broke me mentally. And you know what they say, if you're broken mentally, you will be broken physically. And I would try to distract myself by playing video games, and that made me hate myself even more. You see, it's kind of hard telling a person, whether that's your friend, sister, or your significant other, that you aren't feeling like yourself in the inside. You feel trapped inside your own head. And as a male, I was taught that sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you. And although that might be the truth, sticks and stones can break your bones, but words stick with you. Words are something that you never forget, especially if those words are hurtful. And depression, to me, is like a cause and effect. A lot of us go through life keeping our feelings bottled up and not even expressing how we feel in the inside. And that's because it's hard to open up to people. It's hard to trust people with our emotions and our feelings, because at one point we didn't even trust ourselves with our own emotions and our own feeling. And that's the messed up part about it. You know what I'm saying? And people are very judgmental nowadays. They say if you have this and you have that, you shouldn't be depressed. And I can kind of understand it from their point of view. But materialistic things or materialistic items doesn't make everybody happy. You know what I mean? Some people are simple where, if they go out and buy them a whole bunch of clothes, then they're happy. Or they, get their paycheck for the week, they're happy. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's some people who want more than that. It's some people who just would rather be in love and have a family than to have millions of dollars. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's some people that would prefer to be alone and have millions of dollars. There's nothing wrong with that either. And that's why I feel like people with depression and people that are suicidal, it's hard for them to come out and say that they're feeling that way, because people are so judgmental. It's hard to say, hey, I'm not feeling like myself, or hey, I don't want to live anymore. Can you help me? It's hard to pour your problems out on another person because you don't want to feel like a burden, or you know what I mean? That's probably like the worst things to feel like as a person or as a human being, is to feel like a burden. And I know people that are suicidal or people that experience depression, it's hard for you to come out and say, hey, I'm depressed, or hey, I don't want to live anymore, because you don't want to feel like a burden. And I know it's better to feel like a burden than to take your own life. But as a person who felt like I have experienced depression and just being suicidal and wanting to take my own life, I can say that every day I felt like a burden, and not just to the people around me. I felt like a burden to myself, and that's the worst type of feeling, because I remember days where I would turn off the light before I would go into the bathroom because I hated the way I looked, or I hated everything about myself. You know what I'm saying? I didn't love myself, and I didn't care if I, didn't wake up the next morning. But that's just gonna basically be the end of the video. Let me know if y'all feel the same in the comments.